Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of Doctor Strange of Asgard, Issue 1, 2025. Ooh, really like that cover there, and I like the rainbow bridge and everything. Now, this is supposed to be like a 5-issue kind of series going on. This first one is $4.99, and I actually really enjoyed this one. I wasn't really that well versed with Landy as a writer. Magno, I had seen doing stuff with the Cap series, and I really liked his art better in this one. So let us crack into this. Asgard, the home of the gods, the Golden Realm, land of mystery and legend. It could be argued that this is no place for a mortal from Midgard, a man who has lost his station, a man who has lost his way, a man who aims to get it all back. So, this is but the first step. A step into a cold, brutal, alien world where friends are few and far between. So, it's really kind of cool. I like seeing Asgard like that, and Strange kind of just in the kind of wintry blusteriness before he's let in to Thor. Dr. Stephen Strange, I bid you welcome to Asgard. Oh, it is good to see your tiny face. It's like, interesting way to do Thor there. Tell me, my friend, what brings you to my home? I need a job, Thor. You seek employment? Here it is. The spiel, the pitch. All-Father Thor, as Sorcerer Supreme of Midgard, my duty was to defend Earth from supernatural threats. But the battles, the conflicts, the villains, and monsters and dangers, that was only ever part of my job. I was also Earth's steward. Every day I was entrusted by the Vishanti to solve 1,000 different problems in 1,000 different ways, ensuring that the magical and the mundane flowed together, that one didn't crash against the other. Here's the only kind of thing, is like the lighting is kind of just weird there, and just making it really kind of dark for almost no reason. There's a balance that must be maintained. Magic needs to be directed and protected, yes, but also controlled. On Midgard, that balance requires constant vigilance. With a realm such as Asgard, where the very stones are threaded with magic, it requires nothing less than a Sorcerer Supreme. It's like, okay, let's see here. And I like that it's kind of zooming in before zooming kind of back out. And you would seek this role for yourself instead of fighting to regain that which you have lost on Earth, what Victor Von Doom took from you. See Blood Hunt issue 5, Alana. This is me fighting to regain what I've lost, but I'm aware of how fragile is the ground upon which I stand. I'm also aware of the audacity with which I make my case. My only reply is that this needs to be done, and I am the only one who can do it. It's like, okay, and I like his strange face there better. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Let's see how this works out for him. You have never lacked for confidence, Stephen. Asgard has never had a Sorcerer Supreme. We have never needed one. We have had our Skalds, and they have performed admirably in the eons since Asgard's creation, but your last Skald was... I'm aware of who our last Skald was and why I banished them. Of course, the Immortal Thor issue 15. And I don't really get to see Stephen and Thor interact as much, so I really kind of like this interplay between them. But with Loki gone, there's an argument to be made that Asgard may in fact need a Sorcerer Supreme. I'm not opposed to the idea, but you will need to consult with the sorceress Hulda, who is now Asgard's magical authority. If you are fortunate enough to garner her blessing, then you shall have what you seek. It's like, okay, go check in with what we've got here. Oh, this one's kind of pretty interesting, laid out wise panel as well, as we get two kind of regular ones of the page here, and then Thor kind of leaning in. Again, kind of this shading is my only kind of issue with that. Thank you, Thor. I can promise you that I will not squander this opportunity. That thing with Doom has much in common with Loki. There are beings who hide behind the trickery of words, and as such, they will always have a particular advantage over those who value honor in our dealings. But that does not mean we compromise, Stephen. It simply means we must work harder than they do. Or smarter. There are chambers for you here if you desire them. Thank you, Thor, but bridging the gap between Asgardian and Midgardian magic will require me to get my hands dirty, and I doubt I'll be able to do that while living in a palace. Ah, a self-made man, determined to succeed on his own terms or not at all. I respect that. Away then, and forge your own path. And then Strange is like, I maybe should have rethought this. Oh, I mean, a little help would have been nice. Maybe point me in the direction of a nice house to let. I'm like, yeah, I'm not saying that you just throw my ass out, but like, okay. maybe a favorable exchange rate on the currency, but no matter. This is exactly where I need to be. How can I hope to be this realm's magical defender if I do not walk its streets, be among its people? Very true. And that's a big, kind of important part of Strange, so yeah. A cynical man might call this an undertaking of obscene arrogance. I am not necessarily denying that. Yeah, but undertakings of obscene arrogance are kind of what I do. Every realm, every city has its own rhythms. This is where I start learning Asgard's. Ugh, the sound of someone getting beaten up are the same here, it seems, as they are in New York. By Thor's long golden tresses. Well, almost. It's like, oh shit. As we then shift, and I really kind of like that we still get the kind of circles that were kind of like a hallmark in the other Strange ones, and how this is just a kind of crazily laid out kind of, it's not completely and utterly crazy, but I like the different kind of like how this is handled here, to show kind of perspective. Excuse me, is everything alright here? Thank you, I need help. You are disappointingly small. If you could perhaps attract the attention of some larger passerby, I would be most in your debt. Still your tongue, fool. You would do well to walk on, tiny stranger, lest you feel Nud's wrath. And who is this Nud? Is that you? What is this affectation you have with your words? I do not like it. It is as coarse as my wife's armpit. Hurry onward, or your gullet shall taste my meaty fist, tiny one. I'm really not that much smaller than you. Geirmundur, pummel our unwelcome guest until he speaks more smoothly. Pummeling. To return to our business, Holt, please remind me, which leg was I about to break? Nud. And we see that it's like, okay, that didn't work out. As Strange is able to not even really need to use magic to kind of get this dude to not be a dick. And I really like how it kind of like just descends in this kind of like haphazard fashion before getting to the fucking awesome page of like the magic there. What is Before this devolves into further violence, may I suggest a conversation? I'm only familiar in passing with Asgardian culture as a whole. I know of the upper echelons of Asgardian society, and I know of the world tree, but I'm woefully ignorant of much else. You're gonna need to fix that. For instance, is the average Asgardian stronger than the average mortal? It would appear so, as he pretty much is almost like fucking taking his ass out. But are they significantly stronger? It would appear so, as he then gets flung off in a direction. And then Strange is like, okay. But does the average Asgardian wield magic as a master? Of course. As a matter of course. It would appear not, as he pretty much uses it to, like, stop the dude. He's like, oh shit, and then smacks the shit out of him. With his fist, no less, which is like, ooh, damn. And a lesson to you that shall be, Geirmundur. My thanks to you, stranger. I am Holt, Strange. The stranger's name is Strange? How strange! You are from Midgard, yes? I can tell. Allow me to buy you some mead. As Holt is like, yeah, okay, let's work this. You know Thor? What's he like? Is he as nice as he seems? I see him flying by every day. He seems nice. He's nice, yes, nice. I knew he would be. You are a sorcerer who gave his power to a villain who would not give it back? There's a lesson there, perhaps, if you care to learn it. It's like, yeah, he's kind of got that at this point. I've learned it, don't worry. So tell me about yourself, Holt. What do you do here? And the thing is, somebody needed to do the magic to stop everything going on. Oh, I am a writer, like a bard? Like a bard, but different. I do not play the mandolin or the harp, nor do I write about battles like my contemporaries. I write tales of love, but also tales of mirth. Ultimately, I seek to combine the two and tell a new kind of tale, as epic as anything from the field of battle. You want to write a romantic comedy? What an odd way to put it. I've been calling it a love and laughter story. It has more of a ring to it. And I'm like, as I'm reading this and I was going through with this, I'm like, God damn, that actually would be a better thing for it. And it follows LL, like love and laughter. It's like, yep, that's better. I was like, oh shit, I didn't expect to get that kind of thing today. Oh, hey, there's the writer. My brother, he's a carpenter, like my father, my mother, and both sets of grandparents before them. They wanted me to be a carpenter too, but you defied them? No, I'm a carpenter. A carpenter with dreams of establishing exciting new genres of storytelling in Asgardian society. Cool. Liva, my friend here seeks a room, and money is of no object. Is the room above still vacant? Well, that's not quite. Ever since that last tenant died in bed, yes. The cost is exorbitant, but it's yours if you want it. So I have a friend and a room. This day is ending well. It's like, yep, that kind of is the case for Strange. So I'm like, all right. And then we see him pretty much trying to set himself up. And I like that we get a kind of nice shot of the room before we get kind of smaller panels to kind of get through the next kind of part of the story. Knock, knock. You certainly dress like a wizard. Hello? And you have a wizard's name and also a wizard's beard. Should I grow a beard? I often think I should, but when I try, I produce nothing but a downy fluff upon my chin. And are you a wizard? Yes, of a sort. I am learning magic is a journey, is it not? That is what I am told when my ambition outstrips my talent. My name is Aslak. I have been sent here to deliver a summons. Hulda would have words with thee. Excellent. That's very kind of her. When would be the best? Now. Now would be best. You Asgardians move fast, don't you? I'll grab my coat. And then we see Strange's coat, which works out pretty fucking well. I'm like, yeah, I like his coat. Because he mainly just had his cloak and stuff. But now we kind of get his coat that kind of looks more kind of similar to the Cloak of Levitation and stuff. How is Midgard? I enjoyed it when Asgard hovered in its skies. Does it still have television? It does. Wonderful device, television. I like the story they showed called The Game of Thrones. Also, Friends. The beauteous Ruskva. Beauteous? Is, Muck beauteous? Are skin knuckles beauteous? They are to me, my love. Dr. Strange, this is Ruskva and her friend Gorm. I am sadly not acquainted with the three unconscious gentlemen, as we see that they are arm wrestling over top of them. It's like sweet, good, googly moogly. Permit me but a moment, and I shall gladly introduce you to... Ha! Congratulations, mighty bicep. You have once more won the day. But only for a certain kind of instant before we see him getting kicked in the nads. It's like, oh, shit. Congratulations indeed, Gorm. Songs shall be surely be sung of this day. Oh! Good eve, my love. Good leave, Aslak. Oh, my plums. Ruskva, this is Stephen Strange, a doctor and a wizard recently arrived from Midgard. I did not know Midgard even had wizards. They surely must, for you definitely have the beard of one. I often say that to Aslak that the reason his education in sorcery flounders is because of his inability to grow facial hair. It's true, she does. Will you both stay and wrestle with arms? I would love for you to trance me in full view of the public. However, Hulda waits. Hulda's waiting? And yet you tarry? Do you not want to become a great sorcerer one day? Go, fool. Good doctor, enjoy your stay in our glorious realm. Thank you, Ruskva. I believe your friend is in some distress. It is nothing he has not endured and recovered from before. Have a nice night, as he's waving like, okie dokie. Interesting to get into some more kind of characters here. What a delightful young lady. Is she not the most beautifully fierce woman you've ever laid eyes on? I'm the luckiest man in all of Asgard to call her mine. Under my breath, then when she is out of earshot. Naturally. All kind of fits with how Strange and Clea kind of work. Love that jacket there. And here we are. You were expecting an elaborate temple, perhaps? A gold-hewn ode to magic? No, not really. My own place back in Midgard was similarly understated. I mean, apart from the window. It is for you to enter, Dr. Strange. I will remain out here. Thank you, Aslak. Hello? As we get little panels here. And then we get some interesting looking things here. And this I really like because it's pulling from stuff that I've seen and read of Strange before. And it really goes to show that like they are taking their time on this. And they're doing their research. You are Hulda. And you are Dr. Strange of Midgard, master of the mystic arts, ex-sorcerer supreme, and stealer of Asgardian magic. And you're like, what are you talking about? So, I do like how they do this. Ah, yes, about that. Do you have it? The branch you stole from Yggdrasil some time ago? Surely you do not return to Asgard without the splinter from the World Tree, the splinter that transformed you into a god of magic, and Dr. Strange issued 384. I have that one. Alana, I brought it. I return it to you with my apologies. And of course, Strange would. That was when he kind of needed magic and everything like that, and he turned to Asgardian magic, as he turns again. You made an offering to Yggdrasil, and the offering was deemed sufficient. You have nothing, speaking strictly, to apologize for. But I am a petty woman. You would do well to remember that. My Lord Thor has informed me of your intentions. You seem to believe a skald is not enough anymore to protect our realm. This is a bold assumption. And then it's just kind of darkness for the face here. As the Sorcerer Supreme of Midgard, I was not only Earth's defender, I was its steward. Every day I was entrusted enough. All-Father Thor's impressed with speeches, for he traffics in them. To All-Father Thor, speeches and hammers are endlessly entertaining. Depends upon who's pretty much doing Thor. I mean, he'll go through certain kind of speeches and stuff, but that would seem more of a kind of Odin thing, more and less speeches, but more long-winded, like fuck-wagging. You will not sway me with a speech. You will sway me with a reasoned conversation, or you will not sway me at all. How do you plan to compensate for the differences between our magics, Doctor Strange? I've already wielded Asgardian magic effectively enough, I think. When you possessed the branch, indeed you did. And is that the kind of magician you are, Strange? One who needs a wand? But maybe you are. After all, on Midgard, were you not adorned with your delightful cloak? Did you not wear the eye of Agamotto like a brooch? You are one who likes the paraphernalia of magic, the effects, the trinkets. I fail to see how wielding objects of power is to the detriment of any magician. I'm like, yeah, I'm with Strange on that one. But surely a Sorcerer Supreme would seek to elevate himself above any magician. Is that not where the supreme portion of such grand a title springs from? The need to be better than others? Oh, come now, Hulda, as they say so eloquently on Earth. As we get... Cut the guy some slack. Loki! Holy shit. So we'll see how this kind of works out. You should not be here. Why? Because my brother has banished me? Hulda, please. He knows that won't take. It's only a matter of time before he welcomes me back home with a stern warning and hope in his heart that this time, I will not disappoint him. But I will always disappoint him. I believe you are severely underestimating your brother's fury. But why are you here? When my spies told me that Stephen Strange was to meet with Hulda, that even I could work out what that meant. So I circumnavigated Thor's banishment in order to be here to make my case. Do you really think your brother would allow you to be Sorcerer Supreme after what you've done? Oh, you think I mean to claim the title for myself? I've already been a Sorcerer Supreme. It was fine, I suppose. Of course, bringing us up when Loki was Sorcerer Supreme. But no, I am here to endorse my friend Doctor Strange for the role. And Strange is like, what? Yes, we have not needed a Sorcerer Supreme before now, so one might argue that we would be inventing a post for Stephen to fill. But I would take issue with this. I was a wonderful skald, a magnificent skald, but the trail I blaze means that no one can follow me, not for a long, long time. So Asgard needs a new protector, a new defender, and this man is the wizard for the job. Is he perfect? Hardly. He is mortal and limited, and he has quite literally handed his power to one of his greatest enemies. Yup. He is also stupid and gullible and short-sighted. But if the best of us learn from their mistakes, then he might yet be the greatest sorcerer the universe has ever seen, simply because of all the mistakes he has made. That's the thing. You need to learn from your mistakes. As for how he will compensate for the differences in magics, might I suggest a spell of Acheron? Acheron, yeah. Spell of interesting. Doctor, do you know of this spell? Of course. In dimensions where magic is not so naturally accessed, magicians need to alter their own mindsets to pave the way for a greater understanding. But for a magician of your caliber, Stephen, it would be the difference between wielding Asgardian magic and letting Asgardian magic inhabit you, as your own magic already does. Yes, that is an important kind of differentiation about different kind of magic styles. It's a trick. It is. It must be, but it's also a brilliant solution to a definite problem. I would be agreeable to this notion. You would? Then it's settled. Complete the spell, and you'll be the first Sorcerer Supreme of Asgard. A celebration is needed, methinks. Maybe a quiet one that does not alert Thor to my presence. You're sure of this? I've known of you for years, Doctor. What you've done, what you've tried to do, what Loki says is true. You are not perfect, but then I've never trusted perfect people. You try, and that makes you worthy of fighting for Asgard. That makes you... But we see that Loki's hands are like, what the fuck? Before things go completely nutty, and somehow a blade pops out, and he stabs and kills Hulda. It's like, no! Loki goes to stab again, but the blade snaps. Not that a second stab is needed. I can tell from here that Hulda's heart has been pierced. She is dead even before I reach her. No, wait, I did not do this. Strange, you must believe me. I did not do this. And then Loki is gone, leaving me with a corpse, a murder weapon, and no idea what to do next. I like the shot here, and it really shows the insanity of what's going on, and then how this page is laid out. It's just kind of crazy and wacky. And I love seeing the kind of magic on display there. Doctor Strange, it's Aslak. Is everything alright in there? Uh-oh. As we then see him and hold his dead body. It's like, well, And then showing us everything kind of working out with One World Under Doom. So, issue 2. Doctor Strange went to Asgard to become its Sorcerer Supreme. But now he's covering up a murder. One that Thor would be furious to hear about. And as if that isn't enough, it turns out Asgardian landlords also charge rent. Strange will have to find a killer and a job while gaining mastery over Asgardian magic, dodging Thor's mounting suspicions, and evading mysterious assassins. Maybe moving to the land of the gods wasn't such a good idea. It's like, sure, yeah. So, I actually really enjoyed this. I think that this is a good kind of little mini start for this. If you are into Strange and the mystical kind of stuff, definitely check this out. It really has a nice lock onto Strange's character. I think that this art style fits this more a little bit better. Just a little bit weird with the faces. That was a problem that I kind of had with the other Cap run, but it's not as pronounced at this moment yet. I liked the deep cut with Strange returning the God of Magic Yggdrasil branch, bringing up Loki being the Sorcerer Supreme. I like the interactions that we had with Thor and Strange, where Thor's like, I don't know if we need it, but go and talk to Hulda and see how that kind of works out. And Strange is like, let me kind of get the lay of the land and see what's kind of going on. And Thor's like, all right, cool, but doesn't really give him much kind of help. And then it's like, oh god, seeing Strange deal with just a brawl, that kind of hero kind of thing that's really kind of central to kind of heroes to kind of help people out. Then getting a friend, getting his whole kind of room situated like that. I could understand people being like, hey, that's happening kind of fast. We only have 5 issues though. So an expedited pace kind of has to kind of be a part of this. And seeing him trying to make his case, Hulda being like, nah, how you gonna do this? Loki popping up like, yeah, I'm going to make the case for Strange and everything. Before, for some reason, stabbing Hulda and being like, this isn't me. And then Strange being like, I've got the murder weapon. Oh, fuck, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And bringing up this other spell of, the difference between wielding Asgardian magic and letting it inhabit you. And I'm like, I like that is brought up because magic systems are different and temperamental, depending upon how it kind of works out. I do like that there are different magic systems within the Marvel Comics universe, and this acknowledging it, the difference between kind of Earth-based magic and Asgardian magic, between the Earth magic that is natural and innate in Strange versus Asgardian magic and either using it outside of it or having it actually inhabit you. I do like having that distinction made, and I'm interested to see what's going to be going on. If how Loki was utilized to assassinate Hulda, what the objectives were, how Strange kind of gets out of this, how he utilizes new kind of magics, and how this kind of sets him up, potentially at the end of this mini, to attempt to get the Sorcerer Supreme title back. Because he said this is a step, because Thor's like, why don't you go and fight for the title for Earth? It's like, okay, this is a step on that path. So I was like, alright, let's see how this goes. So overall, I was really happy with this, especially being someone that's been reading the Doctor Strange comics and how they do a good job of bringing up those kind of lore bits without them just being complete and utter info dumps. I would definitely recommend kind of looking into the little kind of bits that they've got with editor notes, looking into why Strange had to go for Yggdrasil and everything, and how that kind of worked out for him. I probably have the reviews of those on this channel because of kind of how old/new they are as a run. But that, Loki being the Sorcerer Supreme, all that kind of stuff. It's very hard to do that, and especially in a kind of mini like this without being we need to rush, we need to plot dump or anything. I liked how this was handled. I like the voice that we've got of Strange, Thor, Loki, and our big central players at this point, and I can't wait to see what happens next. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.